Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Two Crypto Noobs. My name is Amir.
And I'm Zainab.
All right, and today we're going to get into some of the most interesting cryptocurrency news for today. But first, please make sure that you like as well as subscribe so that you can be notified when we do create new content. Now that that's done, let's get started. All right, so like always, we always go ahead on and give you guys a brief overview about what's going on with Bitcoin. So today, Bitcoin's price is currently sitting at $58,440.36. It is currently up 2.1%, which is awesome, as well as the overall total market cap is 2.8 trillion, which is also up 2.9%. So that's actually really good gains. I'm excited about that. The 24-hour low for the past day is going to be 56,749. And the 24-hour high is 59,129. So we did raise tremendously, as you can see in the 24-hour chart. We did raise a couple of $1,000s in the last 24 hours. It does look like we found some resistance at that $59,000 mark like we did before. So we may still be in consolidation phase, but Bitcoin is recovering nicely, and we are hovering around that 57, 58-ish support. So we'll see what Bitcoin has in store for us soon.
Yeah. So today we want to talk a little bit about Bitcoin's future. So there was an article written today stating that Michael Saylor of MicroStrategy is saying that Bitcoin will become $100 trillion asset class. So there's a lot of very influential people who's believing that cryptocurrency is going to really soar in the future, in the very near future. So what are your thoughts on that, Amir?
So I think they're correct. I've been doing a lot of research on Bitcoin, and I do know that Bitcoin's market cap could reach $100 trillion. That's what they mean by it will become a $100 trillion asset class. Yeah. That means the market capitalization of Bitcoin will be 100 trillion or more. So I do believe this to be true. I've also heard of research with Bitcoin price actually reaching $1 million in the future as well. They don't mean near future, maybe the next 10 to 15 years or so, but clearly it's one of those things that people understand. It's not a joke. Everybody thought that it was something to play around with, but as we've been proving throughout the years, Bitcoin is a very strong asset, and a lot of people want to hold this particular coin in their investment portfolios for long-term hodling purposes. So I do believe what he's saying is true, and he's a micro-strategist. I'm just an opinion person. So, I'd rather go along with what he says anyways, especially since he's done the research Bitcoin. But I think that great things are in Bitcoin's future for sure.
Absolutely. So what do you think about Ethereum's chances of flipping Bitcoin and being number one? There were some articles that was posted today about Ethereum's chance of flipping the market cap of Bitcoin.
I need more Ethereum.
Yeah, I know, right?
If that's the case,
yes, absolutely.
I don't know how valuable that is to say about Ethereum, being as though right now Ethereum is having some trouble with its pricing and
scaling
retail investors because of how high their transaction fees are. But if they were able to get that under control with the new Ethereum 2.0 rollout, which we don't know whether or not that's going to happen anytime soon. But if that was to be fixed, then maybe it could have a chance of reaching prices over 10, 15, 20,000. But do I think it'll outpace Bitcoin? No, I don't think it'll outpace.
Okay, so we'll see.
I do believe that there's other people who are giving Ethereum a run for their money. So
yeah, so we'll see. So there's other talks, right? It's a lot of projects in the space and very good projects. So one of them that we always talk about is Cardano. So there was an article written that Charles Hoskinson throws a jab at Ethereum and tells why our competitors are terrified of Cardano. And so this goes to the fact that, we have a lot of good projects, good layer ones in the cryptocurrency space. And so Charles used to be with Ethereum, right? And so he knows the ins and outs of Ethereum. So he brought that knowledge to Cardano And so to me, I think that's an advantage when it comes down to Cardano's platform. And so there was a tweet that Charles Hoskinson wrote, and it says, and they are terrified because there doesn't need to be some magical Cardano 2 to survive. It's a future-proof design, and we are systematically building towards it together with the strongest and most engaged community, brick by brick. So Charles has always stated the slow, well, he hasn't stated, but his philosophy, in my opinion, is the slow and steady wins the race versus trying to be quick to implementation, trying to be quick to offer certain products, and you could have issues with that. He's research driven in terms of Cardano and ADA, and peer review is a strong suit for the platform. So here's another article just to say, hey, there are a lot of good players on the layer one playing field, and
Yeah, I
who knows
agree.
who's going to be at the top.
I agree. I do believe that Cardano is nowhere near being finished. Like you said, slow and steady wins the race. We've all heard the story about the tortoise and the hare. In this particular situation, Ethereum is the hare and Cardano is the tortoise. Ethereum put a product out there that needs work. And as we stated in our previous videos, Cardano has led the way when it comes to developing a product that is going to last throughout the times. That's why they said it's a future proof, meaning that they don't have to build upon the foundation of the blockchain in order for them to be able to build upon it. So like he said, he's building the community brick by brick. If you don't believe, then we'll see you at the top. Because I do believe that with Charles Hoskinson's formula, we're going to outpace Ethereum in the rat race to see who compares to Bitcoin. So
yeah, this will be an interesting journey for sure. Okay, so we wanted to move on to one of our favorite community coins, which is Shiba Inu. And Shiba is being listed on one of Brazil's largest crypto exchange. And so that's even more exposure. So Mercado Bitcoin, the largest cryptocurrency exchange in Brazil, has announced that Shiba Inu will become available for trading starting from December 1. So that's today. So we have more adoption in the area of Shiba Inu on an exchange. And so that's great news for SHIB. SHIB saw a spike recently in price due to Kraken's listing. So now we have another exchange that's one of Brazil's largest crypto exchange now listing Shiba. So that's great news for Shiba. And Shiba has real whale interest. So whenever there's any dip with Shiba Inu, whales come in and purchase a great deal, millions and millions of dollars worth of SHIB. So I don't know what the master plan is for the whales that's coming in and buying. I don't know whether their primary purpose is, well, of course, their primary purpose is to make money, of course. But it's really interesting how whenever we see a dip, whale buying begins with SHIB. So SHIB really has whale interest. So this is a coin that is really making some moves in the cryptocurrency space.
yeah, like you said, it's being marketed on one of Brazil's largest crypto exchanges, right? Brazil has people who we could access and have them be holders in our race to hit 1 cent with the Shiba Inu community. So we always talk about how adoption is important. And as you mentioned about the whales buying the dips, we all know that there's a lot of people holding Shiba Inu. So that's pretty much what they're doing. They're thinking, hey, how can we make this so expensive, meaning the price per coin, that the people who have millions and millions of coin can then become our customers with our products that we sell. So that's the ideology that I feel like a lot of people are having with Shiba Inu. They just understand the concept of supply and demand, and a lot of people are holding this coin. So if this coin was to hit $1 or $2, that's a lot of people who, if you accept Shiba, will potentially be very well off in comparison to what they were previously. So shout out to Brazil for getting their largest crypto exchange to host one of our favorite coins. And I'm looking forward to see what that does to the price. How is price looking right now?
Okay, so price, we have a little consolidation going on with She, but
Mhm.
again, with consolidation comes what? Buying opportunities. So let's look at the charts of it. Let's look at the 7 day. So we saw this spike here
Yep.
on yesterday,
Yep.
and then
Yep.
now we're doing some consolidation.
Right. And so, as we all know, sex consolidation is really healthy. As long as I continuously see the coin that I'm invested in going up, even if it's in small increments, I would be satisfied with it. So, shout out to Sheeb. Y'all are doing a great job. Your development team is continuously finding ways to make yourselves marketable. So, it looks like right now we're in consolidation mode, but I am excited to see what the next couple of weeks have in store for us with Sheeb.
Right. The large majority of holders are in the green and making already in profit with She, but the community is holding. And so that is important to understand too, is that the community is part of the vision, right, for the future of She. And a lot of the investors could have left once they reach a certain point, once they reached a certain point in terms of profit, but most of the holders are in profit right now, but they are holding still. So that's really amazing.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Shiba Inu's community is very strong. And like I said before, just wait and see. It's starting to get expensive to join this train, though.
Exactly. This army, right? Yeah. And the last article that we have for today is in reference to the SEC and Gary Gensler and his take on DeFi. We talked about for XRP and how they are still dealing with the trials in terms of the SEC. But what Gensler is stating is that he believes in the innovation around DeFi, right? But he claims that it will fall into that definance, decentralized finance, will fall into existing regulatory frameworks. And I don't know whether or not I like that. What do you think about that?
I mean, everybody has their own opinions. Nobody knows what will fall and what doesn't. It sounds like some of the same FUD that they were talking about as far as Bitcoin was concerned when they first came out. And they were saying basically that without regulation, it'll be a lost cause. But at the end of the day, I think that the government should just allow for cryptocurrency to grow into the thing that it's becoming and then try to decide whether or not it's going to need regulations in the future. I don't think that decentralized finance's main goal or priority is to be regulated in any type of way. So for them to try to throw that out there is ridiculous. But he's just putting feelers out to see, what people say about it. But do I think it's coming anytime soon? No. There would have to be some major legislation in order to be passed. And I can guarantee you that if there's some type of legislation that tries to be passed, there is going to be a lot of rich people coming and not necessarily protesting, but speaking their voices about not wanting it to be regulated because regulation could destabilize cryptocurrency, not regulation. So I disagree with what Gary Gensler is saying, but we just have to be patient and see how it all plays out.
Yeah. And for me, I want to have the option to launch a smart contract with whomever I would want to in terms of loan, a loan or a purchase of goods and services. So it's just, to me, it just gets in the way. Regulation is important for bad actors in the space, right? So I think there's going to be some type of regulation. But my hope is that the regulation will not be at the tune of crippling innovation that he speaks of, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
If
it
that
makes
makes
sense to
sense.
me. I do believe that with that statement you said is true. Regulation is to stop the people from taking advantage, but blockchain technology has proven that, especially these smart contracts, A plus B equals C. And if A plus B doesn't equal, then C is never going to happen. So it's a foolproof plan. And I do believe that with smart contracts, regulation isn't necessary. It may become necessary when it comes to maybe some of these exchanges and some of the rules that they have when exchanging on their platform or reporting what you exchange on the different platforms. But outside of that, can there be any more regulation other than American-based exchanges being told what to and what not to do? I don't think it'll go any further than that.
Yeah. And we want to continue to have our staking opportunities where we can get more of a percentage of increase in our money than what we have with the products that's being regulated today up under the SEC's control, right? So, I guess we'll have to see in the future and hope and that we'll have a bright future and regulation won't rear its ugly head too much within the DeFi space.
Yep. So that's about sums up everything that we have for you guys today. Please make sure that you stay tuned. We appreciate you from joining to Crypto Noobs for today's news. If you have not already, please make sure that you subscribe so that you can get up-to-date news as it comes out. And if you like our show or anything about us, please make sure you hit that like button. It really, really, really does help. Thank you so much for joining Two Crypto Noobs, and noobs are out. Peace.
Noobs out. Peace.